scarlet top, long time ago, there was a fair maid dwelling. She was the fairest of the all, and her name was Bubbling. All in the merry month of May, when the green buds were swelling, they all the boys from miles around came to call on Bubbling. Don't want you lad, don't want you gold, no, the sweet words you're telling, my heart belonged to Jimmy Grove. He's coming home to Bubbling. Don't be a fool, don't waste your life. You know that fortune has denied him. He has no land, he has no goal. You have to work and slave beside him. I love him more than life can tell, and this true love that's more compelling. I rather have my Jimmy Grove than all the world, cried Bubbling. And when the war was almost done, they heard the steeple bells in heaven. He's gone, your Jimmy Grove. They have killed your love, sweet Bubbling. Sweet Bubble died of a broken heart, and Jimmy Grove was buried night high, and from her grave grew red, red rose, and from his grave a fragrant briar. They grew to the top of the old white church, to the very top of steeple spire. They twined and tied in a true love note the red, red rose around the fire. If you have love with a love that's true, you must believe the tale we're telling. True love will last till the end of time, for Jimmy Grove and Bubbling. Yeah, this is a song called Jimmy Grove and Bubbling, an old, I think, English folk song. And I got to know this song probably 1980s. I think this song was recorded by new Christy Minstrels, and that was 1960, early 60s. And but I didn't have time to listen to this, although I knew but this particular song at that time. I heard of it from the radio, but I didn't, really had a chance to listen to it. But I got hold of the second-hand old LPs, and I got to know this song. And the reason why I got so attracted to this song is that each stanza tells one story to the other. So when the story progressed, this is kind of a long song, and you kind of taken by this development of the story, and so you cannot stop hearing it because very so intense and so interesting story there, and so I got hooked with this song. But I think more than that, though, I think when you Christy Minstrels sang this song, each stanza was sung by different singer, and as you know, the Christy Minstrels has a tremendous 9 members, and I think each one is the beautiful, beautiful voice and beautiful, strong singers. And so, after a while, I got to know each one of them who is singing. And at that time, I got involved with this social group, and telling this stanza is sung by this particular singer, and so forth. I got to know their face, and I got to know their voice at the time. So that was very exciting experience for me, and I really appreciate it for that particular social group that they could do that. And so this particular story is about this Barbara Allen, who was a beautiful young maiden, and so many young boys came to call for her. The person I really want is the Jimmy Grove, who went to the war, and but many friends and relatives are telling her, don't be a fool, don't waste your life, because Jimmy Grove doesn't have any money, any land. So you have to work as a slave for entire your rest of your life. But Barbara Allen, my love is compelling, and I rather have Jimmy Grove, even though I have to work as a slave or whatever. I really loved Jimmy Grove. And when the war was almost ended, they hear the news that Jimmy Grove died because of the war. They killed Jimmy Grove. So Barbara Allen was struck by this sadness, and she died soon after by broken heart. And so they put together those two tombs together, side by side. And from Jimmy Grove's grave, there's this strong briar rose, I think. It's very, very robust, tall growing rose, which has a lot of thorns. And but it has a white flowers, I think. But from Barbara Allen's tomb, this beautiful red roses blooming, tall climbing rose grew, and they twined and tied together, and so that's the story. And so at the end stanza, they say, if you loved one person, that particular person's love is lasting forever until the end of your life. And that's very, very true. If you really love the person, that particular feeling of love when you're young, I think it lasts longer. As you know, me and you, for example, that same experience, that you still think about this first love or the person you really love when you're younger, even though that didn't materialize. but you still think about it, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's the true feeling of the particular love story. And but this particular Barbara Allen song has like hundreds of versions. And one version is that this Jimmy Grove was kind of got sick, and so he asked Barbara Allen, who are fooling around in the downtown somewhere, and so he asked the servant to fetch her because he's kind of sick and he wants to see her. And so Barbara Allen reluctantly came back and said, "Oh, you're dying. Oh, I'm very, very sorry." And so Jimmy Grove was very, very disappointed and died anyway because he was sick. Jimmy Grove left money for her, for Barbara Allen, and he really loved her, but she didn't care. But after learning that, Barbara Allen really felt the remorse, really felt regretted her behavior. So she also realized she really loved Jimmy Grove, and so she died also soon after by broken heart, and that's the same story then after that. Yeah, that's one version. And Joan Baez has this version, Barbara Allen and Sweet William. It's not Jimmy Grove, but name turned to Sweet William. But in this version, also that Barbara Allen, not Ellen, Barbara Allen was kind of cold and kind of dismissing Sweet William's request. But it turns out again, he died, and she regretted after that, and so forth. So it's hundreds of different versions there because of the nature of the folk song, because they have been sung by many, many people, and mouth to mouth, I think those lyrics are carried along, and so of course the nature of those meetings changes from one person to the other, and so that's, I think, one of the beautiful things there. This particular version by the Christy Minstrels, I really, really love the storytelling. It's a long, long song, and each stanza was sung by different singer who is also very attractive voice there, and so you kind of associate with this meaning of the stanza as this particular person was sung, and some of the stanza was a female part because Barbara Allen's part, she said, "I love him more than life can tell," and so that's the female singers by the Christy Minstrels there. But I think conclusion is that your love when you had it, that's very, very precious. So this is a song called Jimmy Grove and Barbara Allen. Okay.